The movie starts with showing Belle, who resides in a small town where conversations and behavior are heavily influenced by desires. Both the young and the old openly express their expectations, and there's little privacy surrounding matters of intimacy within the community. Belle, however, is different. She has a deep passion for music and finds joy in playing the violin. In order to pursue her dreams, Belle distances herself from the community's lifestyle and dedicates her time to practice and self-improvement. At the beginning of the movie, Belle is seen with her boyfriend, Hendrik, sitting beneath a tree. Hendrik persistently kisses her, moving from her forehead to her lips, despite her visible discomfort. Eventually, she resists and he pauses. To ease the tension, he offers her a gift, a music book, knowing how much she cherishes music. Belle gratefully accepts the gift and thanks him. However, Hendrik resumes his advances, kissing her and touching her inappropriately. He then implies that since he gave her a gift, she should return the favor. Taking her to a room, he continues to touch her against her will. Although he manages to cross physical boundaries, Belle remains uninterested and uncomfortable. She tells him she needs to focus on her practice and leaves the room. After returning home, Belle continues practicing diligently toward her dream. Just then, she receives a phone call informing her that she has been selected for an audition at a prestigious music college. Overjoyed by the news, she rushes to share it with her sister, Tara. Tara congratulates her warmly and expresses her happiness. Belle then asks about their mother's whereabouts. She finds her mother in the room where she is directing an adult film. Belle calls for her attention. Her mother embraces her with joy and tells her they'll talk more later before heading back into the filming room. With renewed determination, Belle grabs her violin and heads to the school where she practices. She enters her usual practice room and begins playing. Soon, her instructor, Mr. Wolf, arrives. He greets her and she excitedly hands him the audition letter. As he reads the letter, he asks if she truly applied for the audition. Belle senses that he isn't pleased. He warns her that the competition will include highly talented students. Belle responds by reminding him of his own motto, "Practice is better than talent," and assures him that with more effort, she can succeed. She begins practicing again, but Mr. Wolf is still unimpressed. He advises her to put more emotion into her music, letting her feelings flow so that the melody can express itself naturally. Belle tries once more, but Wolf remains dissatisfied. He bluntly tells her to give up on the audition, saying that playing for personal joy is enough and she doesn't need the pressure of competition. Heartbroken, Belle returns home and calls her friend Yuxi, who also studies at the music school. She shares Mr. Wolf's discouraging words. Yuxi reassures her, saying she also struggled during her own audition, and encourages Belle not to assume others are better. Everyone has their own challenges, and with more dedication, Belle will find her place. Later, Belle and Tara go outside to hang up some laundry. While doing so, Tara's attention drifts to Hendrik, who is chopping wood shirtless nearby. She watches him with admiration and then asks Belle if they'll be attending the school's graduation party that evening. Belle replies that she has other things to do and may not go, but Tara playfully urges her not to be a downer and encourages her to come along. At that moment, their mother walks over and stands next to Hendrik. During breakfast, Belle's mother brings up a conversation about Hendrik. She asks Belle what's going on between them, but Belle avoids the topic, not wanting to engage. As they continue eating, Tara chimes in with a crude comment, saying she heard Hendrik's anatomy is curved and wants Belle to confirm it. Belle is visibly disgusted and chooses to ignore the comment as she continues her meal. After breakfast, her mother speaks to her privately. She tells Belle that life isn't solely about the violin, that no matter how passionate she is about music, she also needs to explore other aspects of life, particularly her physical experiences. She encourages Belle not to shy away from her desires and says she is welcome to bring Hendrik home if they want to be together. Her mother even shares an example of Karen and her boyfriend, trying to normalize the idea. Belle, however, makes it clear she's not interested in any of that. Later that evening, Belle and Tara head to the school's graduation party. At the party, Tara dances wildly, flirting and drinking excessively. Meanwhile, Belle stays close to Hendrik, who offers her a drink and starts kissing her. He brings up the gift he gave her and says he wants his gift in return that night. When he asks if they can leave together, Belle refuses. She tells him he's drunk, and when he accuses her of being scared, she walks away to use the restroom. After exiting the ladies' room, Belle looks around for her sister but can't find her in the hall. She heads outside and notices a crowd gathered around a spot. As she pushes through, she's horrified to find Tara having fun with Hendrik. Devastated and heartbroken, Belle walks home in a daze. The next day at her job as a chef, her boss scolds her harshly. Unable to handle it, she removes her apron and quits on the spot. Despite Mr. Wolf's discouraging advice, Belle decides to travel for her audition. As she nears the venue, she sees 3 boys struggling to carry a keyboard. She steps in to help, locking eyes with one of them in the process. After assisting them, she heads to the registration desk for her audition. The same boy approaches and wishes her good luck before she sits down to clean her violin. Yuxi soon arrives, and the two share a warm hug. Shortly after, Belle's name is called. Nervous and unsure, she walks toward the audition room with fear in her heart. As Belle begins her audition performance, nerves take over and she plays poorly. She apologizes to the judges, but fortunately, they pause the session for a sound check. While waiting alone in a dim corridor, an unknown man approaches her from behind and begins to touch her. In a moment of confusion and vulnerability, Belle engages in a relation with him. Afterward, she returns for her performance and plays with incredible passion and skill. One of the judges approaches her after the audition and informs her that she's been selected for the second round. He gives her his card and offers to tutor her personally. Belle then stays with Yuxi and plays the piece from her audition for her. Yuxi notes that the version she heard during the audition was far more powerful. Later, while doing laundry together, Belle confides in Yuxi about her strange experience just before the performance. They ponder whether such encounters could be a source of emotional release or inspiration. The next day, Belle hires a male escort named John, hoping to replicate the intense experience she had earlier. However, the encounter leaves her emotionally unmoved, unlike what she felt with the stranger before the audition. Later, she visits the judge, Vincent, for private lessons. He asks her to describe how the music makes her feel and insists that she must form a deep, personal connection with the piece to perform it well. Reflecting on meaningful experiences, Belle begins to play beautifully. During the session, Vincent touches her and whispers into her ear, and their interaction turns physical. Once the session ends, she returns to Yuxi's place and plays the violin for her. Yuxi is impressed with Belle's progress. Yuxi then invites Belle to join her training group, where Belle meets one of her colleagues, Jessie. Back at home, Belle asks Yuxi if she has romantic feelings for Jessie, but Yuxi says there's nothing between them. One evening, they attend a party with Yuxi's music friends. As the night progresses and the drinks flow, Belle and Yuxi start kissing. The moment intensifies when they get home and end up having fun. The next morning, Yuxi wakes up cheerful, but Belle confesses that she's in love, not with Yuxi, but with Jessie. She fears that Jessie won't want her after what happened with Yuxi. Later that day, Belle heads to the training center looking for Yuxi but finds Jessie instead, performing beautifully. They share a kiss, but Jessie pulls away, telling her he can't do this because of his friendship with Yuxi. Belle returns to Yuxi's place, but Yuxi refuses to open the door at first. When she finally does, she is crying and tells Belle she no longer wants her in the house. Heartbroken, Belle leaves, unsure of what to do next. At the training center, she sees Jessie with another girl, further upsetting her. She checks into a hotel and calls Vincent, asking him to reach out. The next day, Belle arrives for the second round of her audition. Before she performs, she meets with Vincent and asks him to help her focus and play her best. He kisses her, and with that emotional boost, she steps in and performs brilliantly, earning a spot in the final round. After the audition, both Vincent and Jessie approach her to celebrate. As Jessie steps away, Belle turns to Vincent to thank him, and the moment escalates into another encounter. Just then, Jessie walks in on them. Shocked, he turns around and walks away without a word. Feeling like she no longer has a reason to stay, Belle decides to return home. She visits Mr. Wolf and gives him back the violin, telling him she's done with playing and is giving up on her dream. Meanwhile, Tara is still dating Hendrik. Belle informs her mother that she wants to enter the room. Inside, she watches a group of men engaging in but quickly leaves, overwhelmed. Her mother notices her sadness and asks what's wrong. Belle opens up about everything that's happened. Her mother encourages her to reach out to Jessie. Belle calls him, but he doesn't answer. Determined, she heads to his studio, where she runs into Yuxi. They reconcile, and Yuxi tells her Jessie is in the inner studio. Belle approaches Jessie to apologize, but he stays silent. Just as she is about to leave, he asks her if she plans to participate in the final audition. She asks if he'll lend her his violin, and he agrees. With the support of both Yuxi and Jessie, Belle begins preparing for the final audition. On the day of the performance, she plays beautifully and passes with flying colors. After the audition, she and Jessie grow closer, and they share a pleasant moment. During this time, Belle realizes that Jesse was the mysterious man from the corridor on the first day of the auditions. They kiss, share a romantic embrace, and the film ends on that note.